How much time do we have?
予令まで20分ほどあります。
Okay, let's use this time to make a flyer that says the club's looking for members.
はい。
Furukawa nods vigorously, excitement building with each bob of her head. The two of us start writing things down with magic markers on a piece of office paper. We need to start by choosing a date for an open house, and we can tell people more about the club then.
日取りいつにしましょう。
We won't be able to get anyone in the doors if it's too soon. So how about 2 weeks from now?
はい。5月から活動開始ということで、とてもキリがいいです。
I can only hope things go that well. Squeak squeak!
できました。
Don't you think it could use a little more something?
そう、なんでしょう。
I think that what's missing is six of you. Collaboration with whom? The drawing. A drawing.
そうですね。あれば可愛いと思います。
So in that case, get drawing, Furuka.
私がですか？
Who else is gonna do it?
岡崎さん。
Had I not gotten an F in art, that may be a possibility. But I did, so it's not.
私も得意な科目じゃないです。中学生の時、自画像描きませんでしたか？
Yeah, I did.
一生懸命描いたのに、先生に美味しそうなカレーライスですねって言われました。
Hey, mine told me that the catcher's mitt I was drawing looked really sturdy.
カレーライスとキャッチャーミットですか。
I wonder which one of those is worse.
私は福神漬けまでついてるって言われました。
Mine went out of his way to call it a catcher's mitt. Why that and not a regular baseball glove? That's what I want to know. Should I go get someone who's good at drawing? Stand up, tired of unproductive dispute. I stand up, tired of the unproductive dispute we're having.
待ってください。
Hmm?
やっぱり私書きます。私部長ですから。
Yeah, that would be best. I sit back down.
何書けばいいですか？
Furukawa asks me with markers in her hands. Think of something yourself. What are you good at drawing?
なんでしょう。
Curry?
違います。
She totally shut me down there. It must really be an awful memory for her.
簡単な絵でもいいですか？それだったら一つだけ得意なのがあります。
Sure, as long as it's cute.
ものすごく可愛いです。
It really, really is. As soon as she finishes speaking, her hands begin moving as she hums a song. It's a melody I've heard somewhere before. I can't remember what it is though. Curious, I take a look at what she's putting down. I see a small circle with a face on it. Just as she finishes drawing one, she draws more and more of the same thing. The club recruitment notice quickly finds itself occupied by strange creatures.
できました。
She proudly shows me the flyer. God, the whole poster is practically covered in mysterious creature. What are you, some kind of idiot?
はい。
Look, you can't even read the text.
そうですね。読みづらくなってしまいました。
Why'd you draw all these bizarre creatures on here?
謎じゃないです。すごく有名です。
What are they?
団子大家族です。
The Big Danko family? It's the title of a song that became a huge hit a while back. I think it was used in a kids show. Oh, so that's what the melody she was humming just now was. Anyone in Japan would know the song.
団子大家族は大家族なんで です。だからたくさんいるんです。
Mm-hmm. Let me be straight up with you, Furukawa.
はい。
You're really not cut out for this. The big Danko family? How long ago was that? It's already dead and forgotten.
そんな古いことなんて関係ないです。可愛いものはいつ見たって可愛いはずです。
I'll admit that this might be cute, but it's out of fashion. You're really out of touch with what's popular, aren't you?
そうなんでしょうか。私の中では今も可愛いんですけど。
Really? Well, I'm glad to hear it. I start to rub my temples. Looking at what she's come up with, we might be better off if I just drew my catcher's mitt. Any regular person who sees this is going to be repelled by it. It'd be one thing if she drew this as a joke, but she's serious about it.
団子大家族ダメなんでしょうか。
Furukawa's spirits begin to plummet as she watches my reaction. This isn't good. I can't let her sink into an utter pit of despair. I have to do something. Well, I guess it's not bad.
でもズバリ言われました。最悪だって。
Yes, but that doesn't mean the big Danko family isn't cut out for the drama club. This is starting to require some mental gymnastics.
そうなんですか？複雑な気分です。
She doesn't seem particularly sold on the idea, but I do seem to have salvaged the situation. As I stare at the flyer, I start to think that it actually shows what kind of person Furukawa, the club president, is. In that sense, maybe it's a lot better than a flyer adorned with lies. In any case, we're done making our notice. It's got some, spice to it. All's well that ends well. After my strained attempt to wrap things up, I grab the piece of paper and stand.
どこに行くんですか？
To the copier. Should make a bunch and go around putting them up after school. I think that's the most we could do today.
はい。
After that, we use the copier in the teacher's room, then head back. I return to class to find Tsunohara with his face buried in the desk in front of him. It's probably because he wasn't able to buy whatever that new item on the lunch menu was. I decide to leave him be. Tsunohara is still dejected even after classes end, so I leave without him. I head to the drama club room. I didn't come here in any particular rush, but I don't see Furukawa. What's she doing? She does seem pretty slow. I wait, but she doesn't show. Bored, I scribble on the edge of the blackboard. Day duty, Nakisa Furukawa. I finish scribbling and wait a while longer, but she's still nowhere to be seen. Maybe something happened. I start to feel a little worried. Go look for her. She's hopeless. Don't tell me that she accidentally went to the class next door or something. Ugh, I could see her doing that too. Oh my god. She probably went off somewhere else. I take a peek inside. Seems like no one's around. I open the door. I assumed the room would be empty, but a young female student sits near the windows. Oh, I found this one. Really? Damn. Oh, what? I didn't get to read that. Sorry. The sunlight pouring in prevents me from getting a clear look at her face, leaving only her silhouette visible. She's carving a block of wood with a knife. Scrit scrit. Her concentration seems to have erased my existence completely from her senses. There's something irresistibly cute about the way she's working so hard on it. For a while, I just stand there, watching. Her hands stop as she finally notices my presence. Her eyes meet mine. She freezes. What's wrong? Suddenly, she jumps up and runs toward the corner of the room. She reminds me of a cat caught trying to steal food. Except a cat probably wouldn't be clutching a knife the whole time. Note to self, don't surprise the girl with the knife. You may end up getting stabbed. Holding her ground, she cautiously watches my every move, still as can be. I find it funny, wondering if she's trying to hide by standing perfectly still. Better yet, she's in the corner of the room, effectively the most visible spot in the whole place. Well, then what should I do now? I feel like we went looking for Nagisa. But maybe she saw her? We can ask her. Say, is this the art club's room? Hey, I'm talking to you. She reluctantly points a finger at herself and tilts her head to the side. Yeah, you. As if there's anyone else here. She raises her index finger. Maybe she wants me to repeat the question. Is this the art club's room? Still standing tightly in the corner, she shakes her head nervously. Oh, right. The other club members would be here if it was. So, do you just skip too many art classes and end up with piles of homework? Something like that? She shakes her head again. Then, it's just a hobby? She shakes her head again. Then, just what on earth are you doing here?
これですか?
She shows me the wooden block she was working on, holding it in front of her chest. Yeah, that.
これは大好きなですね.
Suddenly, she has a euphoric look on her face. It's as if she's lost in a reverie. Reverie? Dreaming up something really fabulous. She's so full of openings. With a few steps, I quickly close the distance between the two of us, and proceed to take the knife from her hand. Relax, I'll give it back. Isn't it kinda dangerous using a knife like this? Now that I'm closer, I can see bandage covering one of her hands. From the intense look she's giving me, I can tell she wants her knife back. You know, you should stop using this thing. Your hand, I can tell it's a mess. Is carving wood really worth cutting yourself up like that?
やりたいんです。放っておいてください。
Exactly.
それ返してください。
Doesn't your hand hurt though?
痛くないです。
Liar.
念のため巻いてるだけです。
Well then, shake my hand.
はい。
I put a bit of strength into my grip. In a flash, she pushes me away and our distance reverts back to what it was before I took the knife. She's squatting down on the opposite corner now. It looks like that really hurt. A few moments pass.
痛くなかったです。
On the verge of tears, she stands back in front of me.
返してください。
Can we shake hands again?
ダメです。
Why?
もうダメです。一回握手しました。握手はたくさんするもんじゃないです。
Okay, that makes sense. In that case, how about a high five?
ハイタッチ。
You know, like in sports. When a player scores a point or something, their teammate raises their hand and they clap them together in the air.
シュート決めてないです。
Okay, then let's pretend we did. Okay, here goes. I awkwardly take a free throw pose and toss the air ball towards an imaginary basket. And it's good! Come on, raise your hand.
はい。
Clap. It's less of a high five and more of just a straight up slap, really. Once again, she pushes me away and runs towards the opposite corner. It should have hurt more than the handshake. We were literally hitting each other's hand. A few moments pass.
痛くなかったです。
She stood before me with trails of tears on her face.
返してください。
Unlike a handshake, we can do a high five as many times as we like. And it's in there! Now raise your hand.
はい。
Clap. There she goes again. That's why I've been telling you, stop carving until your hand's completely healed. It's none of your business, Tomoya. I put the knife into my pocket.
返してください。
She just won't give up. What if someone were trying to enjoy their club activities in peace nearby? If something happens to you in here, do you know how much trouble that'd cost them?
隣、誰もいなかったはずです。
Club season's coming up. People are going to start using the rooms around here. That's why you should be patient until your injury heals. Besides, you can't make a decent carving with your hand in that condition, right? I don't know why you're pushing yourself so hard, but it'd be better if the final product is in perfect condition, right?
でも、手を休めてる暇なんてないんです。
The teacher who gave you this assignment must be a real tyrant.
違います。自分で思いついたことです。
Then there's no problem. Just give your hand a rest for a bit. With that said, I leave the classroom. Did you give her back her knife? From the corridor, I look back into the classroom. She's still standing there, looking down helplessly on her half-finished work of art. Her tears are about to burst out. Maybe that was a bit too mean. But only an idiot would try to carve with a hand like that. You should take better care of your body. It's none of your business. Overworking an injury could lead to permanent damage that you'll regret the rest of your life. I understand that better than anyone. Rotating my shoulder, I look out the window. Naturally, my eyes wander gradually lower. And there she is. Ugh, what's she doing? Does she think it's lunch or something? I wouldn't put it past her. Sheesh. I climb down the stairs and head to the courtyard. She's sitting in our usual lunch spot. I approach her. Hey, you know it's not lunch break. What are you doing here? Furukawa is holding a bamboo broom. Spinning its handle around in her hand, she sits without a word. From the looks of it, she's down again. What's wrong? Did something happen? I sit next to her. Twirl, twirl. Sand gets caught in the bamboo's tips as she continues spinning it in front of her. So, it's your turn on the class cleaning duty, huh?
はい。
She finally answers. So, what's wrong? Why aren't you cleaning?
してました。
You were? Were you? So why'd you stop?
ですね。それは。
She thinks for a bit. Then she quickly stands up.
岡崎さんに話すようなことではないです。
After saying that, she starts to walk off. Hey, hold on a second. I get up too and follow after her. I don't get you, you know that? You're not gonna treat me like a bad guy?
違います。岡崎さんはいい。
Oh, you don't have to go as far as to call me a good person. But I'm not the kind of person who'd harm you, right?
そうです。
Then you can just tell me what's wrong, like you always do.
私、岡崎さんを巻き込んじゃっています。面白くもないことに。岡崎さんの貴重な時間を無駄にさせちゃっています。
That's not true. It's plenty fun. Also, where did she get that idea from? Maybe I shouldn't say that. Furukawa stops, then starts spinning the broom handle again where she stands. I just gaze at her. All of a sudden, I feel uncomfortable. I feel another me. One that's less attached to the situation, watching us as this takes place. What am I doing? I lose track of time for just a moment. As this happens, Furukawa just looks down at the ground, ever silent. For now, I need to focus on cheering her up. Food, that's right, food. I start to think of different kinds of food. What is it? What is it? What is it that she likes? The Big Danko family? Back when the song was popular, every supermarket you walked into had huge packs of danko made to look like those characters. Furukawa, you like danko, don't you?
はい。
Then, say the words Big Danko family for me. Use that to cheer yourself up.
団子大家族、売ってますでしょうか？
Probably, but don't worry about that right now. So just say the words and use them as your mantra. Furukawa closes her eyes and then
団子大家族。
she says the words with conviction. So, do you feel more calm?
はい。
After she opens her eyes, she seems a little bit more positive, relaxed. Like whatever was bothering her loosened its grip a bit. You can tell me what happened later. For now, just go do what you need to do.
はい。
She grabs the broom in her hands and walks off. The Big Danko family seems to have had a miraculous effect on her. I watch her as she fades out of view. Later on, Furukawa and I go around, posting flyers on billboards around the school. Club recruitment, a full month late. Since the cutoff period for most clubs has already come and gone, though, our announcement stands out on its own. Finally, we place a flyer on the last remaining billboard. I stand there and stare at it for a moment, moved. Furukawa is next to me, still a little lethargic. Well? Want to go buy a Big Danko family and head home? I move away from the billboard and try to cheer her up. Mind if I ask you something?
はい。
Just theoretically.
はい。
Theoretically, if the store didn't have a Big Danko family, what would you do?
What?
She looks at me, her eyes ready to gush like a near-broken dam. Sorry, just messing around. On the way home, we go by 2 supermarkets. Neither of them have a Big Danko family. Furukawa looks like she's on the verge of tears again. I don't know what happened while she was on cleaning duty, but she used the idea of the Big Danko family as an encouragement to get past whatever was distressing her. So if she can't get one, she'll be back to acting like she was earlier. I have to get one, by any means necessary.
古いものですから、なくって当然です。団子大家族なんて、みんなもう欲しくないんですよね。
Furukawa's give-up-o-meter is hitting critical mass. I can tell. Hold on a second. I turn back to her and dig through my bag. I guess I don't have a choice. Furuka. I turn back around to her and say her name.
Hi.
She looks utterly heartbroken. You go home. I'll manage to do something about that big Danko family.
本当ですか？は
If I promise, will that make you happy?
い。とても嬉しいです。
Okay, then go home and stick it out for now.
ですが、
Don't ask another question.
何かとても迷惑なことを。
It's fine. Just close that trap and head home.
はい。
She nods a little, uncertain I can tell, but turns on her heel nonetheless and begins to walk off sluggishly. Don't cry on the way home either. With those as my parting words, I do a 180 as well. I go back to the supermarket in order to buy them out of dango. Phew. God, that was heavy. I place the distended supermarket bag on the floor, then sit down on it myself. I take the dango-filled packs out of the bag and break open their seals. What kind of faces did they have again? I hold up one of the dango as I ponder. I want to say it was like this. I used the red food coloring and strips of bamboo I also bought to draw faces on the dango. Came out pretty good. Doing this really does make me feel a bit silly though, that's for sure. I want to say that the big dango family had about 100 members. And now I'm supposed to make all of them? Ugh. But I have to do it, or else she'll get depressed again. Dot dot. Dot dot. I draw on each one with the food coloring. Before I know it, an hour has passed. I'm nearly finished, however. Whew. Just as I let out an exhale, I notice how dry my throat is. It's so bad I can barely swallow. Talk about focus. Maybe I'm cut out for this kind of simple labor. I stand up to get a drink of water. And then all the dango are gone. As I come back to my room, I find my father there, and he's eating them. The moment I see him, a feeling of uneasiness and panic begins to well up. I have a bad feeling about this. What are you doing? I managed to start by saying that much.
これはあれだろ? ほら。
He grabs one of the dango with a face on it and grins.
そう。団子大家族だ。懐かしいね。
I hold my tongue as I keep still in the entrance.
これはどうするんだい? ねえ、智也くん。
I'm giving them to someone.
そうか。友達にかい?
Sure.
なら、私も手伝わせてくれないかい?
Why?
智也くんの友達ならそうしてあげたい。話をするきっかけにもなるかもしれないからね。
I wish he'd just stop. Is this some sort of highly planned way of irritating me? Why would my father need to talk to a friend I brought over? Aren't you my father? Are you just a conversation partner? Is that all you are? Or are you trying to take the friend I'm bringing over and involve them in this too? I want to ask him these questions, and I want him to have answers.
こういうのは得意なんだ。
My father grabs one of the bamboo sticks. Stop it! I rush over and pull his arm away. My father looks up at my face, equal parts confused and shocked. Just stop it. This doesn't have anything to do with you. I use the best words I can for the situation. He hangs his head, just as I expect him to. But even so, he still looks like he's trying to spite me. He looks like someone who's just hurt a friend, not his own child. I begin to frantically gather the dango that are spread out across the table. I stuff them into the supermarket bag and leave the room without so much as another glance at my father. I can't stand it anymore. There isn't a place for me here. Not for the real me. If I stayed, I'd have to be a shadow of my true self. I don't want to do that. I'm done. Done, damn it! My breath is getting heavy. My lungs burn, starved for oxygen. My entire body is assaulted by an intense feeling of fatigue. I don't even know what it must look like to see me running. I'd come all the way here before even realizing that I'd practically sprinted down the street. Furukawa is standing directly in front of me. Furukawa. I direct myself towards her with shaky footsteps. Furukawa! I repeat her name as I call out to her.
Hi.
She replies, but I'm not able to say anything. What is it that I wanted to do? She tilts her head to the side. I stand there, breathless.
疲れてるんですか?
No, not really.
それは?
The question finally causes me to remember it. The supermarket bag that I'm carrying in my hand, that is. Oh, this? You can have it. Furukawa takes it and peeks inside. It should be packed full of dango with little faces on them.
団子大家族です。
Yep, that's right.
本当に大家族です。
Yep, one big family.
私も仲間に入れてもらいたいです。
Yeah. Well, why don't you ask them to join? Furukawa has a bright smile plastered across her face as she continues to look keenly inside the bag. When I see her do this, I start to regain my composure before I know it. After that, the two of us stay in the park for a while. We sit down on a bench and stare out at the empty swings.
しばらくカレー画伯って呼ばれてたんです。
Huh? I'm surprised by her sudden remark.
自画像の話です。
Oh, what you were talking about this afternoon. They made me play catcher more often after that.
お互い災難でしたね。
You got that right. Drawing's never been something I could do. Not well anyway, obviously.
はい、そうですよね。いつだって不器用で。そうやってからかわれたりすることが多かったです。それは今もです。
I peer at Furukawa's face. She's pressing against her chest with both of her hands, as if she's trying to tolerate some sort of pain.
気づいたら一人でした。
I quickly realize that she's talking about what happened after school.
掃除まだ終わってないのに、中庭に私一人ぼっちでいました。
Oh. She pulls me back up. No, that's not the right way to put it. All she did was smile, after all. But seeing her just do that was enough to bring me back to my senses. You know, in that case, is there something I can do for her to show my gratitude? If there's even a single thing, then maybe it wouldn't be so bad for us to be together. If you're just gonna be crying all alone otherwise, call me over. That way you won't have to be alone.
それは迷惑です。岡崎さんに。
That's not it, Furukawa. I want to be there. You wouldn't be causing me any trouble at all. There's no reason for you to act that considerate when it comes to me. It's not a problem. I'm bored myself anyway.
わかりました。泣きそうになったら呼びます。
Alright, you do that.
でも、呼ばないようにできるだけ頑張ります。
Yeah, that's important too.
はい。
But if you didn't, It'd feel kind of sad and lonely. No, but I guess that'd be best. That would mean she's trying her hardest. I'm starting to confuse myself.
呼んでもらえないと何ですか？
Hmm?
退屈ですか？
Yeah, it'd be boring.
では頑張っていても呼ぶことがあるかもしれません。そんなことしちゃってもいいですか？
Sure, that'd be fine. I'd get bored otherwise.
はい。
Just about the time my stomach starts to growl, I see two shadowy figures approach from the direction of Furukawa's home. I don't have to see their faces to know they're her parents.
渚、そろそろ戻れよ。
Sup? I greet them.
おお、コスモ斎藤じゃねえか。
Dead.
あら、大宇宙太郎さん。
Mom. Neither one of them get a single part of either of my names right.
岡崎さんです。お父さん、お母さん。
Thank you.
ああ、そんなちんけな名前のやつだったな。
Yeah, you're one to talk, Akio.
また遊びにいらっしゃったんですか？
Yes. Well...
男なら力ずくで奪っていきやがれ。
We were just talking.
と言っても渡さんがな。
You said that.
秋代さん、誰もそんな話してないですよ。
Yes.
おっと、早とちりか。すまねえ。
Yeah. With a lead like that, could compete in the Olympics. I get the feeling that no matter how long I know this man, the two of us are never going to have a proper conversation.
岡崎さん、うちに上がっていってください。
そうだそうだ。こんなところでこそこそと愛人のように会ってんじゃねえ。
What?
どうですか？それとも親御さんが心配されます？
It's not a problem, but Furukawa saved me today, so I'm gonna head home. I make my decision.
そっか。帰れ帰れ。
そうですか。残念ですね。また明日来てくださいね。
Huh? See you, Furukawa. All of them. All three of them answer.
俺に言ったんじゃねえの。て、年下に呼び捨てにされて素で返事してる俺って何なんだ。てめえ、今度から秋代様と呼べ。
Yes, Akio-sama.
まあまあ、秋代さん。
秋代様だっつうの。
Very, very important.
秋代様。
This family really is something.
おやすみなさいです、岡崎さん。
I look at Furukawa smile until it embeds itself into my mind's eye. Then head back home for the night. Oh, the illusionary world. Next, I see a floor. I'm staring straight at it. What was it? I feel like I was in the middle of something. I move my head up to change views. I see her. The girl that's been watching me. Her hand extends to me. I reach my own hand out towards it. Our hands overlap. While I can't feel anything, I still know they're together. As this happens, I realize something. I really have been born into this world. I've ended up existing after all. She can touch me. It's a sad world, but she's kind. When I touch her hand, Both sadness and kindness fill my heart at the same time. I was born into this place because I sought her, sacrificing my life in a new world, the happiness I could have had, and everything else. She pulls my hand up so that I can stand, and then leaves my side again. Once she's a few steps ahead of me, she claps her hands. I begin walking towards her. That's right. I was practicing walking. That's what I was doing before. My memory is sluggish. I can't remember anything without working to do so. She's clapping her hands still. I should go, but my legs don't move the way I want them to. I fall forward yet again. But even so, she takes my hand once more and pulls me to my feet. How many times have I tried to walk? Finally, I managed to reach her. She holds my body, no more than half the height of hers, in her arms. You did a good job. Warmth. This world's one source of warmth. The warmth that I sought. Though my body of scrap can't feel the warmth of hers. I look up at her face. There are so many things I want to ask her. But I have no mouth, so I can't speak. I turn my face to the window. A light is constantly shining in through it. I want to see the outside world. I want to see the end of the world for myself, with my own eyes